Hello again, everyone. So, today I'm going to be talking about what we call the Wheel of Life. Now, the Wheel of Life is something that a lot of coaches use as a tool to help people discover where they are at the moment and help them move into a place where they can become the best versions of themselves, or at least move towards becoming the best versions of themselves. So this tool is something that you can do at home by yourself, and is something that you can do as often as you like. You can do it weekly, you can do it monthly, 6 monthly, yearly, however you want to do it. So with all of that said, I'm just going to get started. So this is the Wheel of Life. So the Wheel of Life, as you can see, is a wheel. And within this wheel, there are different categories. Now, these categories represents different parts of you, different parts of your life. Okay, so there are 8 categories which I typically work with when I'm doing this with my clients. And but that being said, you can add more categories if you see fit. You can break these categories down even further, depending on what you want to work on, which I'll get into. I'll get into soon. So, the categories that I work with. So as you can see, we have family, social and friends, finance, work or your job, spirituality, romance, self-development, and health and fitness. So these different categories, as I said, represent different parts of your life. So with your family, for example, that would represent your immediate family. So mother, father, any siblings you have, you can extend that out to cousins, aunties, uncles, and so forth. But they generally refer to your family. In terms, including your wife and kids, or husband and kids, or partner and kids, if you have those. But in terms of relationships with partners specifically, that's a different story. Or polyamorous, if you're practicing that, that's different. That would come under romance, which I'll get to shortly. Now, friends and social, things like how's your friendship group, your networking group, excuse me. How are you socializing? This can also include social media, can include gatherings, getting together with friends, getting together with mates, and so forth. Finance. So finance talks about your money, your income, assets. How are you financially placed? Work. Work is your job or your profession. So this talks about, what you do for a living, basically what you do to either earn an income, or to, contribute. What if you're a philanthropist, or if you already have another form of income and you're not working for an income, what are you doing to contribute to society, for example? Spirituality refers to it can if you're faith based and you follow a religion, how connected are you with that religion? How do you resonate with that? Are you satisfied with where you are in terms of your practice of that religion? Spirituality also refers to things like how connected you feel with the universe. Are you practicing meditation and things like that? How much you feel like you are connected to the universe. Romance. So romance is things like your relationships, your love relationships with your partner. Self-development refers to how you develop yourself, listening to self-development podcasts, reading. What activities are you doing to become better, to develop who you are as a person? This can also include sitting in quiet thought and contemplating the universe as well, letting the thoughts flow through you. That can also be part of self-development. Health and fitness. This, once again, this is one of those ones that you could break down into health and fitness. So you could break that down, for example, into exercise and eating if you wanted. But I generally bundle them up simply because they're related. they're related topics, and it just makes things easier to have that eagle eye view at this stage. Excuse me. So this includes things like exercise, sports, team sports, eating. What are you eating? What are you not eating? This can even include things like, when you go to the bathroom, is it painful? Or when you go up a flight of stairs, do you run out of breath very easily? Things like that can be part of health and fitness. So these are the categories that we work in. Now, the way the Wheel of Life works is you can see that there are two separate colours. So you can see the red colour and you can see the blue colour. Now, you actually go around the Wheel of Life twice. The first time you go around it, it represents where you are at this stage in life. So with each category, what you want to do is you want to place where you are now from a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is the worst, really, really bad, you're just completely unhappy there, and 10 is it's exactly where you want it to be, you do not want to change anything, you are completely content where you are. Now, these values are subjective from person to person. For example, with finance, a 10 for someone might be, I want to be as rich as Elon Musk and I will not settle for anything less in order to be a 10. Another person might, a 10 might be, look, I'm satisfied working on earning enough to survive, and that's perfectly fine. So these are very subjective, whatever tickles your fancy. The point of this exercise is for you to learn about yourself, and we are all different. So go around the wheel once, each category, a rating from 0 to 10 where you think you stand. Now you can see that I've got numbers, so 7 for family, 8 for social, and so forth. So those numbers, this is hypothetical, this doesn't represent any particular person, I've just made these numbers up for the purposes of this tutorial. But this represents where this person thinks they stand now. Okay, so what you can see is this particular person sees their friendship and social quite high. They've got an 8 for their friends and social, so they're quite content. Their spirituality is 3, so they may not see themselves as very spiritual, and that's perfectly fine. Their finance would be a 4, which means they're not, they're probably earning enough to survive, but they're not at where they want to be. They feel like they could be earning a lot more, and so they've got a lot of work to do, and they want on that front. So this red represents where someone is. Now, once you've gone around the circle with a snapshot of where you are, you want to go around the circle again, and the blue represents where you want that number to be. Where do you want to be? So for example, with the family, you can see that where they are is a 7, but they want it to be a 9, which means that they may want a little bit of improved relationships with their family, or perhaps with some members of their family, or maybe they would like to see their family more often than they do. So there's a little bit of work there that they want to do. So the blue represents where you want that category to sit. All right. Finance, for example, 10 for finance. Maybe they want to be earning a lot more money, own a lot of assets. They want to be rich, like Elon Musk, perhaps. Perhaps that's their goal. Or perhaps they want more stability in terms of their income, or they want to be able to earn more passive income than they're earning. Whatever the reason is. But either way, we can see that they need to do quite a lot of work on their finances for them to be satisfied with where they're at to achieve that 10. Okay, romance, another one. In this particular case, the person has a 6, but they want a 10. All right. So what we can see here is we can see a snapshot of, or when you do this exercise, you can see a snapshot of where you are, and you can see a snapshot of where you want to be. Okay. So that's what I've got here. So you can see the purpose of the Wheel of Life is to give you a snapshot of your life, okay, of where you are. It gives you an idea of what you want, okay. Now, something that I actually forgot to write down on here were some numbers. So what you want to do is, once you have an idea of where you're at and once you know what you want for each of the categories, you need to decide, what do you want to focus on? What do you want to focus on first? And it doesn't necessarily, what you want to focus on doesn't necessarily have to be the one where most work is needed. For example, finance. Okay. Someone might want to improve their work first before their finance, which is perfectly fine. So there's no right or wrong answer to this. So what you do, in fact, I'm just going to do it now. Okay, I'll just do it now while I'm with you. So let's say someone wants to focus on work first. So you put a 1 under work. Okay, let's say they want to work on their health and fitness second. You put a 2. Okay, then let's say romance. So 3, finance might be 4, self-development might be 5, family might be 6. Oops. 6, forgive my bad. I've got bad writing enough as it is, and here I am doing it an hour. I'll rub that off. You can't hear. It's ridiculous. There we go. I'll put it on top there. 6. Yeah, it's a bit better. Friends might be 7, and spirituality might be 8. Now, here's a little something interesting that I've noticed with a lot of my clients that I do this. In fact, I'd actually say, apart from one client that I've done this with, everyone else, spirituality is always the lowest, which is why I've got this at the lowest here, because it's actually quite representative of my experience doing this with clients. And I've done this with a lot of clients. Okay, so just an interesting little fact. We'll see if and when you do this, spirituality comes low. If you want to leave a comment on that, leave a comment on that under this. So the Wheel of Life is a very powerful tool, okay? So once you've prioritized, okay, what this does is it helps set you up to set goals, okay? So within these parts of your life, you can see what you're working on, and in order to get, for example, work from a 5 to an 8, what do you need to do? What is an 8 to you? You can set yourself a goal to achieve an 8. Okay, you can ask your questions. What is an 8? Once you ask the question, once you know what an 8 is, you can set yourself that as a goal. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about goals probably in the next tutorial. So we'll go over SMART goals. I'll give you some examples on how you can set goals up, realistic goals up that are achievable. In fact, that's all part of the SMART model. So that builds on this. But before you can start setting those goals, you need a target. You need to know what to work on. And that's what the Wheel of Life is really good for. So to become the best version of yourself, you must know, honestly and truthfully, where you stand right now. Only then can you set your compass towards your goals. Okay? So the Wheel of Life conveniently is actually shaped like a compass. The compass is circular, so there could be a metaphor in there for you. So use this tool. Use this tool to learn about yourself, to learn where you are now and where you want to be, to understand what you want to prioritize. We all live very, very busy lives. We all have a lot going on in many aspects of our lives, and it can be very overwhelming when multiple aspects of our life have so much going on and we just don't know what to tackle. We don't know what to work on first. This helps you break that down. This helps you break down the different parts of your life and helps you prioritize what to work on. Okay? When you can focus on what to work on, you can set yourself up for success. Okay? Because you can start putting away other parts which you will want to work on in future, but you can focus now on what you want to work on now. So in this case, work. Okay? You can set yourself up with work. What is your definition of work? Okay? What is an 8? Where am I now? What do I need to do to get from where I am now to get to an 8? Okay? Okay, great. Now I have a plan for that. I can start putting that plan into action. All right, what's the next thing I want to work on? Health and fitness. What do I need to do to get from a 5 to a 9? Okay? So what you're doing is you're actually focusing on each of these tasks individually. You're breaking it down. Things are so much easier to work on when you can break them down. It gets a lot less stressful. Anxiety levels go down significantly when you can take a big chunk of something that looks very confusing, like life, and break it down into manageable bite-sized chunks that you can manage. Okay? That you can look at a little piece of it and go, okay, what do I need to do to make this piece more appealing to me? Okay? So another analogy is you can look at these as slices of a cake. Okay, and you're focusing on one slice at a time. There's many different ways you can look at this. But the Wheel of Life is a very powerful tool to help you find what you're looking for in different parts of your life. It helps you to create action plans, to set goals. It is such a powerful tool. So I encourage you to do this for yourself. Okay? So I hope you found this helpful. If you do have any questions on the Wheel of Life or any other videos that I've done, please feel free to reach out. You can check out my website, www.alexrodriguez.com.au. It's got my website has my email, my phone number, all that sort of stuff. So feel free to get in contact. Schedule an appointment if you like. I do Zoom Zoom appointments as well. Although I have to be honest, I do prefer face-to-face. I find face-to-face a lot more personal. I find rapport is easier to build on face-to-face sessions as opposed to Zoom. I think something's a little bit lost over Zoom. Different counselors, different psychologists and therapists have different views on this. I'm not a fan of Zoom. However, I will do it through Zoom if there's no alternative, because the way I see it is even if we don't get the full experience of being in the same room, we still get most of it. Okay, we still get most of the experience. So look, feel free to get in contact. If you do find this video helpful, please feel free to leave a comment. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.